Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Divya Singh's Social Lab. So class 8 student, we are going to start very interesting topic today, that is universal franchise and India's electoral system. Okay, so let's start. I'm sharing my screen with all of you now. I hope my screen is visible to all my students. Right, let's start. So, students, we are starting this chapter today, that is Universal Franchise and India's Electoral System. And we are going to cover these topics today, that is what is Universal Adult Franchise, what is an electoral system, how does India's electoral system work, okay? So students, let's start our first topic, that is universal adult franchise. So students, if I speak about universal adult franchise, our constitution makers decided that universal adult franchise would be a feature of Indian democracy right from the outset. That means every citizen will have the right to vote and each vote has equal value. So students, the minimum age of voting is 18 or above. Okay, so students, every Indian citizen age 18 or above have the right to vote irrespective of their caste, creed, race, religion, gender, education. So students, universal adult franchise basically focus on giving right to vote to all the citizens who are 18 or above. Okay, I hope that's clear. So the minimum age of voting is 18. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. Now, student, why universal adult franchise is important? Okay, because it considers everyone equal. There will be no discrimination, students, on the basis of caste, creed, education, and wealth. And students, in a democracy, every voice matters. Okay, because all citizens participate in the voting process, right? So each vote has important value. That is why everyone voice matters. Okay, so student, basically people participate in solving problem in their own area. Okay, and students, elections gives us right that if we are not happy with the existing government, we can vote out them in the next elections. Okay, so that like we can, so that's what is the power of democracy, where if the existing government is not performing well, we have the right to vote and we can choose another government in the next term, right? So democracy gives us this power. Okay, and this is also the power of voting. Now I hope everything is clear in this slide. Let's go to the next slide. Now, students, if I speak about our 2024 Lok Sabha election, there were 968 million eligible voters. So, students, first of all, you should remember always we have how many Lok Sabha constituencies? We have 543 Lok Sabha constituencies. Students, it's easy to remember. 543, decreasing order. So, from 543 constituencies, there were around 1 million plus polling stations were there. Okay, and 64.2 crore people voted. So India is a very large, diverse and complex country, children, where the population of eligible voter is 15 times that of the United Kingdom, and in area India is 6 times larger than France. Okay, so student, India is the world largest democracy. Okay, world's largest democracy. So this is the scenario of your 2024 Lok Sabha election. Now, students, I want to speak here in this slide about some history and milestone. So, students, if I speak about before independence period, around 13% of Indians were allowed to vote, and franchise was not universal. But when India was like, if I speak about India, it is one among the earliest nation to grant women the right to vote. If I compare India with other countries, students, like Switzerland, in Switzerland, women got the right to vote in 1971. But in India, women got the right to vote in 1950 itself, right? So that is why, students, we have ancient roots of this transparent process of selecting representative. So we have the example of Uttara Merur inscriptions. Okay. Now students are going to discuss about a very important topic, that is Election Commission of India. So students, you know what is Election Commission of India? It's an independent constitutional body which is responsible that the election should take place in a free and fair manner. And you know student, the Election Commission was established in 1950 and it conducts all the election related to Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assembly, offices of the President and Vice President. Now you might be thinking, what exactly Election Commission do? So what you know, student, what they do? They basically set the election dates. They registered the political party. They enforce the model code of conduct, and basically they oversee the entire election process. And if I speak about the structure of election commission, so at national level we have chief election commissioner plus two election commissioners. At state and UT level we have chief electoral officer. At district level we have district election officer, returning officer RO, and electoral registration officer. So this is the structure of ECI, Election Commission of India. So children, I hope there is no doubt till here. It's clear? Okay, let's move to the next slide. Students, suppose you are going for voting. So how voting works on polling day, what will happen? I'm going to discuss in this slide. So first step is the polling officer will check your name on the voter list and ID proof. Okay. The second process is inks your finger, gives a chit, take your signature. So children, you can see the picture how the finger is inked. Okay. The third process is the polling officer takes the chit and checks your inked finger. Okay. So that's the third process. And the fourth process is you will cast your vote on EVM and you'll hear a beep sound and you'll check the printed slip in VVPAT. Now you might be thinking, what is EVM and what is VVPAT? EVM full form is, children, electronic voting machine, which record the votes digitally. And this VVPAT, that is voter verifiable paper audit trail, it produces a physical paper record which let you know that it basically confirm voters their vote was cast correctly, and it provides a backup for recounts. So children, you can see the picture also I put here, the VVPAT picture. You can see over the top. I hope it's clear. There is no doubt. So that's how the election process on polling day works. Now, model code of conduct. Children, now there are some do and don'ts which the leaders, political party and candidates have to follow. First among that is the ruling party cannot use government resources for election. That's very important. Now, all candidates must exercise discretion and restraint to keep election peacefully. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Now, children, this process basically is telling that the election, during the day of election, it's very important that the political parties should maintain peace. It's very important that the political parties should maintain peace during the election. Now, the next process is influencing voter through gift in return for vote is punishable. Children, sometimes the political leaders bribe the voters by giving them some gifts or money. It is a punishable offense. Okay. So these are all part of model code of conduct. I hope that's clear. Now, children, who elects whom in India? So, students, in India, there are different types of election: direct election and indirect election. Direct election means we, the citizen, directly choose our representative. So, they are part of Lok Sabha election. So, citizens directly elect members of parliament, MPs and MLAs. MP means member of parliament and MLA means member of legislative assembly. That is all part of direct election. But there are some indirect election which takes place in Rajya Sabha, president and vice president. selection. So now if I speak about Rajya Sabha students, out of the 245 members, 233 are elected by MLA by using a single transferable vote system, and the remaining 12 are nominated by the president. And student, Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, it cannot be dissolved. Now, if I speak about the selection for president and vice president, they are elected by an electoral college of MPs and MLAs. Just now I told MP means member of parliament. Okay, so student, the election related to Rajya Sabha, president and vice president, they are part of indirect elections. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now, students, you remember in the starting I told that there are total 543 Lok Sabha constituency, and I taught you it's like decreasing order 543, right? So, student, in that 543 constituencies, children, in that we have some reservation. So, in that 47 seats are reserved for scheduled tribes and 84 for scheduled caste. Why? Because the reservation ensure that the underrepresented communities have a guaranteed voice in Lok Sabha. That's why they are given reservation. Students, that's clear. So you should know that 80 out of 543, 84 are reserved for the candidates of scheduled caste, 47 for scheduled tribes, and remaining 412 for their general seats. Okay. So I hope that's clear, no doubt. Now, children, some challenges to our elections. Sometime, now I'll tell you the challenges. Okay. Sometime the political leaders spend a lot of money in the election. That becomes a challenge to the, democracy as well. Now, sometime the candidates with criminal records stands in the election. That becomes again one challenge to the elections and democracy. And sometimes, children, people don't vote even if they have voting card. Yeah? Children, now if I speak about 2024 Lok Sabha election, about 34% of eligible voters did not vote. Right? So that becomes part of what voter apathy. So children, it's like each vote is very important. So if you have the voting card, you should vote. Okay, that is why nowadays our media, education, they are creating awareness program to guide the voters that if they have voting card, they should exercise their voting right and choose the representative, because each vote has one important value. So children, this was your full chapter. So student, the process of election is, first of all, the candidates will be selected from different political parties. Then they will stand in the election. Then they will do campaigning. In campaigning, they will make some promises which they are going to fulfill when they'll come to power. Okay, that is a part of campaigning. Then will be voting day. Then the final process of election is the results. Okay, so this is your full process of election. So students, this was your full chapter, Universal Franchise and India's Electoral System. I hope you understood everything. So student, thank you for watching this video. Okay, and I want to tell you very important thing. Children, in case if you have not understood any topic, please write in the comment section. Okay, so that I can re-explain that topic to all of you. Okay. Till then, stay tuned, stay connected, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, the Singhi's Social Lab. Thank you, children.